go way, way back. We started our professional dancing careers together at Wonderland, actually. And she was my crazy friend, Sam, who did wonderful, amazing, fun things and always kept me laughing. But now she is still a lot of fun and always keeps me laughing. She's also considered an incredible yogi instructor, yoga teacher, yoga teacher of teachers, and lover of life. She has a fantastic attitude towards life, and you will definitely feel it when she starts teaching. She's completed so many yoga teacher trainings and now assists her own teacher, Sri Dharma in New York City. And she loves traveling and learning from different cultures. She spent time in Africa teaching yoga in Morocco and volunteering in Ghana, explored meditation in Southeast Asia, studied flamenco in Spain, and the list goes on and on. She's been all over the world. And if you've seen her Instagram, she's got these beautiful, incredible yoga poses with random kids in them as well, because she's just that person. She's just so lively and loves everybody. And I'm so happy that you're here with us today to have an amazing time doing our yoga, just giving us the pleasure of doing something for ourselves for once. So thank you for being here, Sam.
Thanks, Joanna. I'm so happy to be here. I love Joanna and miss you a lot. So let's begin. We'll start in a seated position. And beginning with Om, sometimes people are like, why do we Om? So just to explain this, everything that exists is vibration. So our whole body is made of atoms, which are light and vibration. And Om is said to be the sound of the highest vibration. It's vibration of wisdom, connection, unconditional love. So as we chant Om, imagine all the cells of your body, all the atoms tuning into the highest. You can rest your hands on your knees. Sitting nice and tall with the eyes closed. We'll soften the body first. Imagine breathing in through all the pores of your skin. Breathe out through all of the pores. And inhale. And the most powerful thing we have is our attention. So as we move through the practice, do your best to imagine the very best. Even if a posture is a little bit tricky, instead of imagining this is too hard or I'm weak, imagine I'm strong, I've got this, whatever it is, wherever you place your attention, your imagination, that will adjust what your experience is. So we're learning to tune into the best always. Let's come onto all fours to start. Dogs too. So hands under the shoulders, knees under your hips. Good. Inhale, lift the chest and the sitting bones, look up. Now exhale, round your spine, look towards the navel. Beautiful. Inhale, open the chest, look up. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, round. Press down through the hands and the knees. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Neutral spine. Tuck your toes under. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Hands press down and forward. Draw your hips up. Good. Then come forward to plank. Keep your hips up. This is a bit of a funny pose. Just the knees come down, the hips stay up. Still keep your hips up and try to bring your chest and your chin to the mat. So curving your upper spine. Bring the chest and the chin down. Good. Slide your chest forward, cobra pose. The hips are down, shoulders open. Good. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Yes, let's try that again. Inhale, come forward to plank. The hips stay lifted, bring your knees down, the chest and the chin down to the mat. And then slither forward like a snake, open the shoulders, cobra. Downward facing dog. One more, inhale forward. Lower the knees, the chest, the chin. Bring the elbows at your sides. Good, slither forward, cobra pose. Downward facing dog. Good. Rise onto the toes, knees bend, walk or hop the feet forward between your hands. Good, palms together, rise all the way up. Push your hips forward, hands back. And hands at the center of the chest. Sun salutations, reach up, move your arms back. Good, fold forward, bend your knees if you need, so the abdomen and thighs are together. Step your right leg back, lower your knee down, look up. Good, plank pose, step back. Knees, chest, chin, bow down. Slide forward into cobra, open the chest. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Now the right foot steps forward between your hands, left knee down, look up. Left leg forward. Rise up, go back. Hands at the heart. Again, stretch up. And fold. Soften the knees if you need. Left leg back, lower your knee, look up. Plank. Bowing down, knees, chest, chin. Slide forward, cobra. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward, right knee down, look up. And the right leg forward. Rise all the way up, go back. Hands at the heart. We'll do that one more time each side. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, softly fold forward. Right leg back. Inhale, lift the chest. Good. Hold your breath, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale as you slither into cobra like a snake. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, look up. Exhale, right leg forward. Good, palms together, rise up, go back. Hands at the heart. Last one, inhale, stretch. Exhale, fold, reach out of the waist. Left leg back, inhale, look up. Hold the breath, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, right knee down, breathing in, look up. And the right leg forward, breathe out. Inhale all the way up, go back. Exhale, hands at the heart. Close your eyes. Inhale from your solar plexus up to the crown of the head. Exhale, bring your attention back to the solar plexus. And again, inhale, attention from the solar plexus to the crown. Exhale, back down. Let's do a couple jump backs because you're both strong. Reach your arms up, go back. And fold forward. Now step back to chaturanga or jump back. So you can step your legs back and lower or jump back into a low plank. Good. Upward dog, pull the hips forward, shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Hands press down and forward, lengthen your spine. Imagine breathing in through all the pores of the skin. Exhale, softening the skin. Breathe in through all the pores. Breathe out through all the pores. You can stay here meditating on the breath, or if you're feeling playful, rise to your toes. Bend your knees, look forward towards your hands, like you're loading a pinball machine. Draw your hips back, and then little hops, maybe just a tiny hop here, The feet come up a little bit, or bring your thighs closer to the abdomen, heels to your seat. And even turn your feet out or your legs out a little bit. And see if you can find the balance. Eventually. Amazing. Good. Yes, step 1 is tuck the shirt in. Step 2 is hop and smile. Beautiful. Nice, Jocelyn. Great. Hop your feet forward between the hands. Rise all the way up. Go back. Hands at the heart. Again, stretch up. Go back. Fold forward. Chaturanga. Step back and lower or jump back. Good. Upward facing. Pull the hips to the wrists. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. The arms are getting longer. Stay and breathe or rise onto the toes. Bend the knees, look forward, smile, and practice some hops. So working at keeping your mind perfectly in the moment. So the only thoughts are up, down, down. No pushing or forcing. No comparing. Excellent. Hop your feet forward between your hands. Rise up, go back. Hands at the heart. Stretch up again. Fold forward. This time the knees bend, abdomen glued to your thighs. Hold behind the ankles. Hide your elbows behind the knees. Yes. Forehead to the shins. If you can keep your abdomen glued to your thighs, start to straighten the leg. And then close your eyes. And imagine you can breathe in and out through your lower back, as if your lungs are in your lower back. Good. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee. So the knee is directly under the hip. Tuck your toes. Right arm reaches up. Elbow outside your thigh. And then press the elbow open the chest, hands in prayer. If that's a bit much, you can stay with a straight arm here. Twist. Good. And then if you're comfortable there, move your front knee forward a little more. Lift the back knee up. And imagine your chest is going to turn all the way up to the ceiling. Mind relaxed. Now gracefully rise up to warrior 2. Open your arms. Sink down until your thigh is parallel to the mat, looking over the fingers. Warrior consciousness. Not distracted by anything, all your attention focused. And bend the elbow. Rest the forearm on your thigh. Sweep your top arm overhead, upper arm alongside your ears. Press from your back heel. Reach beyond your fingertips. Yeah, good. If you're more flexible, this hand can come down to the floor inside the front leg. Nice. Bring your hips a little bit lower, Joe. And then reach. Now both hands come down inside the front foot. Move your foot to the left a little bit. Shift forward and back. Good. Lower the knee onto the mat. You can stay here on your hands or bring your right elbow down. If you're still comfortable, then bring the left down too. Yeah. Good. So Jocelyn, you're just on the opposite leg. Don't worry, stay there, but just know when I say right and left, dancers are good at reversing that. Yes. Now from here, come up to the hands, tuck the toes, step back, chaturanga. Try to stay low. Upward facing dog, pull the hips forward, hips to the wrists. Yes, downward facing dog. Close your eyes, bring all your attention inside. Breathe in through all the pores. Release all fatigue and tension as you breathe out. If you want to do a few more handstand hops, go ahead. Come up to your toes, bend your knees. Keep your mind up, down, perfectly still and steady. And the arms stay straight, like you're pushing the whole planet away from you. The arm bones longer, longer, longer. Yes. Now feet forward between your hands again. Bend your knees, abdomen and thighs glued. This time the hands cupped under your heels. Step on your heels, elbows behind the knees, forehead to shins. And then if you can stay connected, abdomen and thighs, straighten the legs. The eyes are closed, all the attention again in the lower back. And now the hands come down, left leg goes back. Lower your knees so you have two 90-degree angles at the knees, back toes are tucked. Elbow outside your thigh. Press your elbow down, open the torso. Hands in prayer. Remember, you can be here. You need a little more gently. Or the knee comes forward. Lift your back knee up. Excellent. Good. Stay there. Keep opening your rib cage. So feel your ribs like a hula hoop, opening up to the ceiling. The chest facing up to the ceiling. Yes. Gracefully rise up, warrior two. Straighten the back leg. Maybe your thigh parallel to the floor. My teacher says if your hands don't touch the floor, you're not deep enough, but he has really long arms. Come as low as you can. Good. And then bend the elbow, rest your forearm on your thigh. Elbow pushes down, lift the chest, reach your arm overhead. Long line from the heel to your fingertips, or hand down inside your foot. Stretch. Good. Joanna, rotate your upper arm bone inward if you can, like you're trying to close the armpit, the way you don't turn it in. Yeah, and then the upper arm right along the temple. Beautiful. Then a really straight line. We have to kill all the ballet in that arm. It's so tragic. Straight. Yes. Good. Look down to the ground, both hands inside the front foot. Lift your back heel, shift forward and back. Lower the knee. Maybe stay here or the left elbow down first, and then the right. Good. Close your eyes. Concentrate on the space between your eyebrows. And imagine bright, bright light there, as if you're in the center of the sun. Nothing but light all around, all directions. Good. Now stay low. Come onto your hands. Step back to chaturanga again. Upward facing dog, hips forward. Downward facing dog. Stretch the left toes up towards the ceiling. Try to touch your head down towards the mats. Toes are reaching up, head is stretching down. Good, open your hip. If you're comfortable, the right hand moves to your left hand. And then bring your foot all the way down to the floor, flipping the dog. Feet parallel, lift your hips. Hug your shoulder in the back, stretch the entire front of your body open. Maybe your finger comes down to the floor. You might come into upward facing bow. Good. And then back to three-legged dog. Stretch your leg up. Good. Left foot forward between your hands. Lower the right knee down, hands on your hips. Kapyasana, open the shoulders, shoulder blades into the back. Feel the hips moving to the front heel. You can stay here or interlace your fingers. So all the fingers are interlaced except the pointers. Stretch your arms up like a sword. Good. Get the upper arms behind your ears and then maybe wiggle the ribs open a little bit. See if you can reach up and back. Joanna, you can probably touch your fingers on the floor behind you. Yes, good. Beautiful. Rise up, change sides, hands down. Step back, chaturanga, sneak nice and low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Now the right toes come up. Try to touch your head to the floor. Stay here as long as you can be. Long arms, long leg, long spine. Maybe open your hip, bend your knee. You can stay here or go a little further. Left hand moves to the right hand. Place your foot down on the floor behind you. Lift your hips up. Hug your shoulder and your back. Good. Reach your fingers maybe towards the floor. Beautiful. Big stretch. Lift the hips and breathe. And then come back. Three-legged dog. Foot forward between your hands. Lower your knee. Good. Stage one, hands on your hips. If your knee is sensitive, you can roll your mat. So you have a little more cushioning, or you can fold a blanket or put a couch cushion, something under your knee. So it has a little cushion. Even a little pillow. You can grab that pillow off your couch. That's perfect. Or the dog's tail. And then interlace your fingers. Reach up. Good. Lift your ribs as high as you can and reach up and back. So either with the arms overhead or keeping your hands on your hips. Beautiful. And offer the pose. Good. Rise up. Your hands down, step back to plank. Low plank or knees, chest, chin. Cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And then come down to your knees. Sit on your feet for a moment. Good. Is it better if I have that on? Maybe. Better or worse? Better. Okay. Good. Keep it there. All right. Side plank. So if you have a shoulder condition, from the plank, bring your knee down, the knee directly under your hip, open to the side, and work on creating one line from your chest through both arms. Try not to collapse here. So you can even have very little weight there. Right? If you can't put any weight in the shoulders, see if you can stay here. The holding is happening around here. Okay. If you have healthy shoulders, the hand comes to the center of the mat, heels to the side, maybe a regular side plank. So hips and ribs are buoyant, long line here. If you want to go further, this foot goes behind. Don't put much weight on it. And then bring this foot closer to you. And turn your toes to the back corner. So the whole foot is flat. The hips will come way up, shoulders in your back, reach your arms up. And see if you can get all your weight onto that side, maybe hold your knee. So lots of offerings there. Choose whatever is the best for you. Come to your plank. So maybe the right knee down, open to the side, or bring your right hand to the center of the mat. Lift your hips. Whichever variation you're in, let the mind continually say, stay. And you relax, beautiful. Good. See if you can take weight out of the bottom hand, so maybe just the fingertips are there. Yes. The full pose is really fun. Good. Change, come to the other side. Make your way to plank. Good. So stage one is to lower the knee under the hip, or if your shoulders are healthy, heels to the side, stay inside plank. Beautiful. And then focus inside. Imagine these beautiful lines of energy through your body filled with the very best. Your channel for the best intentions to flow through. Good. All right, come back to plank. Bring your knees forward, knees together, feet apart. If you can, sit back between your feet. If that's uncomfortable, tuck your toes. You can work on sitting your heels. This also is unpleasant. This opens up the connective tissue in the soles of your feet. So you might need to be forward a little bit. Slowly you can come back. Good. If you're comfortable sitting between your feet, you can recline, maybe come back onto your elbows. Or if you can go all the way onto your back. Hold the elbows overhead. Good. Oh, the couch is in the perfect place there. Nice pillow. Yes. Good. And the whole body breathing, receiving breath through all the pores. As you breathe out, feel the layer of tissue just beneath the skin softening. Good. Make your way back up to a seated position. Stretch the legs in front. Right knee bends. Sole of the foot either at your hip crease like tree, or place your foot, or sorry, your inner thigh, or place your foot up on your hip crease to do a half lotus. Good. Okay, so if you have the half lotus, twist towards your right and see if you can bring your hand to your foot. So if I reach around, I'm close, I can't quite reach it. If I use my other hand and lean forward, you can help yourself to grab the toe. And then once you have the toe, sit up. The left hand pushes outside your right knee and twist. And don't worry if you can't grab the toe, the hand can stay there. Beautiful. So pulling with the right, pushing with the left. Imagine a beautiful golden spiral traveling from the base of your spine up, out the crown of your head. Twisting around it. And let's change to the other side. Release the legs, the left foot, inner thigh, or up on your hip crease. Good. So if it's at your inner thigh, the hand just comes behind you like this. Push here. If you're in half lotus, see if you can find your toe. Good. And then push with the right, pull with the left. Revolving around the absolute midline of your body. Good. Break the pose. Squatting pose. So the feet come apart a little bit. Hands at the center of the chest. Shoulders are open. Spine tall. Do your best to have the hands in line with the elbows. So this is a straight line, elbow to elbow. Good. Lengthen your spine. Yes. Now slide your hands a little further down. So see how my knee is peeking up over my upper arm. It's resting here on the upper arm. The arms are pushing back into the legs. feel like they're glued together. Fingers turn in a tiny little bit. Fingers are spread apart. And then keep your shape glued together. See if you can rock forward and back. Bring a little weight into your hands and push forward on the feet. Spread the fingers apart so you're clawing onto the mat. And the weight goes into the fingertips too. And maybe come forward, stay in a low crow. Chest reaches forward. Good. Yes. Reach your chest forward. Beautiful. Hold your breath for a moment when you come forward. Nice. A good trick here is to have a crash mat. So if you put a pillow or something in front of you, then you're not so afraid of falling. You can come further forward. Or if you do fall, it's okay. The forehead just comes onto the pillow. It's amazing. Kids are fearless. Now you teach in the park in the summer. It's amazing how many little kids come over and just copy this and do it the first time because they're not afraid, right? We'll come further forward. Good. Excellent. Good. Yeah, that's right, Joanna. The next thing is you go into headstand. So you tuck your chin, your head comes down, and then you're accidentally in your headstand. And come forward and back there. Yes, amazing. Good. Yay. Beautiful. Child's pose, relax. Well done. Let everything go. So you either can extend the hands forward or move your hands back to your feet. Relax the shoulders in. And the back body is receiving breath through the skin, softening. Good. If your hands are back, stretch the arms forward. The tip of your nose traces along the mat. Slither forward into cobra. Move the chest forward. Open the shoulders, draw them back. Good. Toes tuck, downward facing dog. On the count of 3, we're going to jump into chair pose. So the feet will go where the hands are. Arms will come up parallel to the mat. Look forward to your hands. You can bend your knees. 1, 2, 3, and jump. Good. Palms down. Fingers together. Yes. Good. Stay here. Don't move yet. We'll all move together. I'll just show you first. When it's time, not yet. We'll slowly lower the hips. Roll back. So you can come to half shoulder stand here with the legs at a 90-degree angle, or bring your hands to your upper back. All right, let's go. Slowly lower your hips. Roll back. Bring your hands on your lower back. Good. Excellent. Then close your eyes. If there's someone doing this recording later, you can do this. If neither of those variations are good for you, legs up the wall is perfect. And then eyes closed, all the attention on the space between your eyebrows. Good. Joanna, does this bother your shoulder if I guide you in a little deeper? No? Okay. So stay where you are. Just bring your knees to your forehead. Keep your hips up, but see if you can lower the knees to your forehead. The knees can be bent. Point your toes up. And then sneak your elbows and your shoulders closer together behind your back. Yes. And the hands come closer to your upper back, closer to the back of the ribs. Yes. Now stretch your legs up to the ceiling. The one straight line from the chin to the toes. The hips push towards the face, the feet the other way. Relax the back of the heart. Now keep your hips nice and high. Slowly lower your toes down to the floor behind your head. Hips stay lifted. Lower the feet. Yeah, you can keep them on the couch. That's a good variation. Yeah, or you can bend your knees and bring your feet down. Maybe the knees by the shoulders. Relax the lower legs too, so the feet can come down. Good. And imagine you're in deep sleep here. Everything is turned off for a moment. Mind is quiet. Now very slowly roll down your spine, one vertebra at a time. And then once your feet make their way to the mat, relax completely. Arms out to the sides. Jaws soft. Good. Fish pose. Bring the legs together. Roll from side to side. The forearms come underneath your seat, sitting on the forearms. And then elbows bend. Lift your chest like you're at the beach. Look at your toes. Hug the shoulders on your back. Chest rises. Lower the top of your head down to the floor. Fish. Beautiful. Close your eyes. Imagine you're a fish leaping out of the sea, the rib cage as wide as the sky. You can imagine what kind of water you're swimming in. And then gently lift your head, relax onto your back, Shavasana. Good. Relaxing completely. And charging the body, breathing in through all the pores up to the third eye, height of the eyebrows. Exhale, the breath goes down and out all the pores. The body is like a battery. I'm charging it with the breath. Now legs come together. Stretch your arms overhead. Reach through your fingers and your toes. Big stretch. Exhale. Hug the knees to your chest. And gently rock back and forth, massaging your spine. If it's comfortable, if it bothers your spine, stay like this. Hug the knees in. Just rolling back and forth. Good. Come up to a seated position. Paschimottanasana, legs extended in front. Let the knees bend slightly. Hands behind your thighs. Draw your abdomen to your thighs. And then reach your hands to your feet. Relax the head. If you can stay glued together here, slowly straighten the legs. Good. The eyes can close. Bring all your attention to your spine. As you inhale, imagine your attention moving from the base of your spine up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, down your spine, out the tailbone. Inhale, the attention moves up the spinal column. And the exhale, it moves down and out. Feeling that the breath is soothing the nervous system, restoring. And lengthen the spine, rise up. Bench pose. Point your hands behind you. Shoulders on the back. Bend the knees. Hands and feet press down. Lift your hips up. Relax your head. And then Bastrika, breathe in and out your nose really fast, like a sniffing dog. Good, lift your hips higher and your dog will come visit you. Nice, lower your hips down. Lean to the side. The right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. If your hips are a little tighter, your back knee may need to be bent, your hip open. If you're more flexible, this leg can straighten and turn in, okay? But this at 90 degrees. Hold your foot and then bring your chin to your knee. Relax here. Good. Very nice. So working on the external rotation in the hip socket. If it bothers your knee at all, turn the back leg out to alleviate that. Otherwise, beautiful. Keep it straight. Relax the shoulders. So this is preparing your leg to go behind your head. Once right now your shin is right by your collarbones, it's only a couple inches further back to get behind the head. Excellent. Now keep your legs as they are. Lift the body up. Stay this way. Into a twist. Right hand holds the foot. Elbow down. Pull your foot back a little bit. And then open the ribs. Reach your arm to the ceiling. Maybe turn your palm back. Elbow bends. And see if you can grab your thigh from behind. Revolve. Twist open. Beautiful. An infinite line moves beyond the crown of your head. Keep reaching past. Yes. And change sides. Unwind. Left shin now parallel to the front edge of the mat. Back leg wherever you need it to be. Make sure you protect the knees. And then hold your foot. Good. Chin to your knee. Relax there. Everything completely surrendering to gravity. Entire body heavy and loose. And lift the chest. Left hand on your foot, elbow down. Open the ribs, reach up. And palm turns, bend your elbow from behind, hold your thigh. Open up. Yes. Infinite line, keep reaching beyond the crown and then twist and then longer and twist. Yeah, if you have a shoulder thing, the binds aren't the best for it. So you can keep your hand somewhere neutral along the body here, wherever it's comfortable. Good. Unwind. Let's do camel pose. Come up onto your knees. You can fold your mat like this, so it makes it a little bit thicker for your knees, or place a pillow there. I have this here. You can put cushion, and then the knees on a cushion if you need. So the knees can be a little wider apart. Tuck the toes, feet closer together. Good. Hands onto the back, shoulders open. Engage your seat. Let your hips push forward. Lift your ribs up and back, and then maybe lean back. Right hand to the right heel, left hand to the left heel. And once you're holding your heels, push your hips so far forward, you feel like you'll almost fall forward. Head is relaxed. Imagine you can stay here forever. Beautiful. Hands onto your back, rise up. Sit on your heels. So every asana, every posture has a quality that we're working on. So camel pose is about incredible endurance. My teacher says the camel can stay for weeks in the desert without water, and you can't stay in this crummy pose for 2 minutes. But see if you can imagine, really imagine you're a camel. The arms, these are the legs, this is the legs, and this is the big hump. And imagine you have all these internal reserves of whatever you need. You can stay completely relaxed. We'll try one more. Come up onto your knees. Tuck the toes. Hands on the back. And then shoulders open, lift up the ribs. Good. Hips forward. One hand down and the other. Relax your head. Maybe close your eyes. Imagine you could stay here comfortably forever. No tension. Beautiful. Hands onto your back. Rise up. And sit on your heels, fingertips together. Close your eyes 3 times. Inhale from the solar plexus to the crown of the head. Exhale down to the solar plexus. And again, inhaling solar plexus to the crown. Exhale down. One more. Final twist. Move this out of the way. Stretch your legs. Then the right knee bends. Place your foot in line with your knee. Move it to the other side. Left arm reaches up. Lean back a little bit so you can get all the skin of your abdomen outside your thigh. And then try to get the shoulder close to your knee. Hand by your outer hip. Open the chest and turn. Good. Let your knee push to the right a little bit. So it pushes the left shoulder forward, and that allows the right shoulder to move further back. Both shoulders in line with your thigh. Good. Breaking the pose, change your legs. Foot outside the knee, reach up. Good. And then twist to your limit. Good. Break. Come back to the first side just for a second. So this time the foot is by your knee, but don't cross it over. So keep it exactly where it is, right beside your knee. The upper arm outside your thigh. So your hands are like this, chaturanga arms. Okay, shoulders back, elbows in line with the side body. This knee can bend, so you can use your feet to push to lift your hips. And then see if your hands can come down. Lift your hips up, stretch this leg on your arm, lean forward. You can maybe bring your cheek down onto the floor. See if you can stretch your legs, stay there. Just for fun. Good, yes. So the knees are bent, hands down, push your feet down to lift your hips. So use your legs to lift your hips. Good. Stretch your right leg. And then you have to bend your elbows. The right leg has to rest on your upper arm. Good. Yes, lift your hips. Yeah, good. And then lean forward, Joanna. Look forward in the direction. That's good. Change sides. In 2 weeks, you can do it. Just 2 weeks away. Other side. So the upper arm, get the upper arm outside your thigh first. Good. And the hands down. You can bend this knee to help. Good. Lean forward. Beautiful. Yes. Amazing. Good. Amazing. Woohoo! Yes. And break the pose. Final relaxation. So the body cools as it relaxes. If you have some layers you want to put on, you can get them. And then squeeze out any tension. And relax. Allow the bottom teeth to melt away from your top teeth. And feel all the bones of your face, your skull softening. The chest and the shoulders relax. And a wave of relaxation moves from your shoulders down the arms. Elbows heavy. Wrists are relaxed. And completely relax all the fingers. Feel them filled with pulsation. Entire back body melts down into the support beneath it. Abdomen, the pelvis soften. Relax the hips and the seat. The thighs heavy and loose. Soften your knees. Lower legs. Relax the ankles, feet, and all your toes one by one. In the next few moments, allow yourself to go beyond body consciousness. Like you're in deep sleep. And very slowly prepare to come back to your body. Begin by deepening the breath. Slowly draw breath in. Let it go. Knowing that nothing's changing, that deep, peaceful state isn't going anywhere. It's closer to us than our breath, always. All that's happening is our attention is moving somewhere else, moving outside. And then, as if your soul is jumping into a costume, start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And stretch the body any way that you'd like. Very slowly roll to one side. Keep your attention inside. And come to a seated position for a short meditation. So if you're more comfortable sitting on a pillow, grab a pillow. Rest the hands in the lap, eyes are closed. And draw the sides of your neck back. So the neck is in line with your spine. Very straight. Allow yourself to breathe naturally, breathing through all the pores. Breathing out through all of your pores. And every time you inhale, imagine the sound so. On every exhale, imagine hum. As if all the cells are singing so when you inhale, and hum when you exhale. And even though the mantra is mental, imagine it's very loud inside. So you can hear all the cells singing, you can feel the vibration of the sound in your body. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. This mantra means I am that, the supreme consciousness. Remembering we're not our bodies, we're not our minds, we're not our emotions. We're the consciousness behind that witnesses everything. Just one more minute, inhaling so, exhaling hum. Connecting to inner wisdom. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And thank you for your practice. Beautiful practices. It's so nice to share with you. I actually teach on Zoom at this time every Monday and Wednesday in studio, but also at Zoom. So if you ever want to come practice, you're always invited. And then Saturday mornings, I do a free breathing and meditation class on Zoom. It's at 8 o'clock here. So 9 o'clock where you are. It's a half-hour practice, breathing and meditating. Do you have any questions?
That was amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I guess I had one question. So I guess you had asked at the beginning of the class if we have any injuries, and I was like, no. But I'm finding, like, when we're doing a lot of the downward dogs and the planks, and especially when you wanted us to go to one hand, my wrists are just on fire, or like they're just like weak, I think. Do you have any tips or exercises to help with that?
So that's common. Do you see, are you on gallery view? Can you see the other me too?
Yeah.
Okay. So how we want to put weight in our hand. So if we don't think about it, we tend to have everything kind of back here and it collapsed into the joint. So you want to try to, like a little lizard paw, let your fingers spread out. Good. And then you kind of are almost like you're grabbing the floor with the knuckles a little bit. And the palm of the hand, you think of pulling up from the palm of your hand up your arm.
Okay.
It takes a while because there's lots of little tiny muscles, all kinds of things that we don't use in our hands that often in our wrists. So it's normal for this to be tight at first, right? So
I think that's exactly what I was doing, just kind of falling in and letting it collapse. And so that's a definitely good trick. Thank you.
yeah, that can help. And then what I was saying at the beginning too, there might be something in your diet that's inflaming it. So I find, I know the things that I'm not supposed to eat that are inflammatory to me, and I instantly feel it when I do. I feel the pain in my joints. So you can look at something like that too. But if you haven't been doing it, it's probably just strengthening it and getting it used to doing.
And I did have a bit of tendonitis too when I was breastfeeding, or like when I had my daughter, just holding her all the time.
Right.
So coming out of that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So move them. You can do this. Shake them. Yeah. Things like this get all the like stuck energy out of the wrists. You can do that. Yeah. Anything else?
How did you figure out what food was your inflamed your certain areas of your body? How did you figure that out?
Well, we had to follow this very strict, very boring diet, but we had cheat days. So on the cheat days, sometimes when I cheated, I was fine. And then there was I always knew I had migraines my whole life, and I knew that cheese was a major trigger. And I also lived for cheese. And so we couldn't have cheese when we were on this. And I was in New York, my first cheat day, I went for pizza. And after like the second slice already, I was all sinusy. My eyes were burning, my eyes were puffy. And the whole next day, my eyes are puffy. So it was interesting. After you clean it out, then when you reintroduce, you start to notice. I've also done work like that, with a naturopath, which is really interesting too. So they'll give you a specific diet and they kind of clean out, they reset your microbiome and then start introducing things. And when you reintroduce a food, you have 2 days to watch. So if it reacts, not the best. If it doesn't, yeah.
That's amazing. What is the difference between cobra and an upward dog?
All right, good question. So cobra, the pelvis is down on the ground. Cobra is a long pose. So the ribs are reaching forward away from the hips, but the hips stay down on the mat. The elbows usually a little bit bent in cobra, shoulders back. Upward dog, you're only the tops of the feet and the hands are touching the mat. The pelvis is lifted and ideally closer to the wrists.
I see. Thanks.
Yes, you're welcome. Good question.
It's amazing how you almost trick us into what we're about to do. Like if you were to show me I for some reason when you were like, okay, let's bend forward, I was like, oh, I should. But if you were to show us what you were about to do, I would have been like, I can't do that. But you were just breaking it down step by step. And then it's like, okay, lean forward. And like, we could do it. Like there's some things
Yes.
I didn't think that I would be able to do that you just make me do. It's interesting.
Yeah, you can, it's amazing too, like getting past the mind is such a huge piece of it. And it doesn't, like yoga, advanced yoga isn't about doing advanced poses. It's when we go further in the practice, it's all about meditation and a different perspective of life is really what's advanced. But the advanced poses help us because they show us where our mental limitations are, where we're thinking, oh, I can't do that, or I couldn't possibly, right? And so they're just kind of, it's interesting to explore them, to expand our belief of what's possible. And it's fun, right? It's good for the body to have fun and move energy. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. All right, Jocelyn, do you have any other questions?
No, it was great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was nice to meet you. It was so fun to teach you. You're so both like strong, and I love doing yoga with dancing humans. They get it too. When I said infinite line, both of you like, oh, it's so nice when you can actually see that happening.
Yeah. I find that like I used to be a good cheater with yoga. I was always just doing the dancing version of it, right? And
right.
Every time I would go to a class, I don't do many at all, but when I would do my lunge or whatever, they'd always fix my hips because they were like wonky and stuff. So it was like, it's interesting because we know where our bodies are and how we want to carry them. But then in yoga, like there are certain ways that you should have them and you don't realize it until, oh, okay, now I square off my hips here and tuck my pelvis, and like a proper lunge is like, it's not just get as low as you possibly can.
Yeah.
There's definitely a technique. And I found that I'm learning more about that and dance cheating less.
Right. Yeah, it's so helpful too. Like it healed my body and let me do more shows again. Because I did like kind of sink into the areas where I was hypermobile, and then the others were still locked. And then, yeah, it's kind of, it's really, it can be really healing for the body too, for sure.
Yeah. I always feel so taller and, just cleaner after, like like my insides always feel cleaner after a yoga class. Isn't that weird?
No, it's great. It's beautiful.
All right.
I guess maybe one last question before we let you go for Sam. So seeing that this is kind of all with Dance Fest, and you mentioned that you were a professional dancer, will you be maybe coming back and teaching some dance workshops for the kids, or?
I'm open to it. I'm open to anything, but yeah.
What kind of professional dance did you do?
I worked mostly in musical theater. Joanna and I worked at Canada's Wonderland together. Okay. So that was my first show when I moved to Toronto. It was so fun. But yeah, I did lots of musical theater. So jazz, ballet tap, kind of a more balletic jazzy person maybe would be, yeah. Cool. I loved ballet, but didn't have the right proportions for ballet. So yeah.
She always made me so impressed when she was able to sing as well. That's something that you sing, you fake sing, you sing.
I fake sing. I do fake.
She sings really well. Like they gave her solos and stuff like that, and she filled in for. Were you a swing? I can't remember. You did some songs.
Some stuff, like not the characters. Yeah.
Yeah. So talented. But always such a joy of life, and you just know how to live. You really do. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing our life with you for an hour. Appreciate it.
Me too. It's good to see you guys.
You too. All right. So hopefully we will have you back, and hopefully whoever is doing this now, you feel as good as we do. And thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, Sam, for coming and spending time with us tonight.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Jocelyn, for coming. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. It's nice to meet you.
You too. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.